Yo, what up with y'all? What up with y'all? What up with y'all? Uh, y'all know it's your boy Dragonfly Jew. All right, let's get straight to it. You you getting there again, huh? You want to give up, right? You probably slow walking into work, slow walking into class, slow walking into the gym, slow walking into the house. You upset, whatever it is, you upset at, right? Something is blocking your path, right? It's cool, bro. It's cool. It's cool. It's. I promise, it ain't the end of the day. I promise it ain't the end of the day. You'll get over it just like you did the last time and the times before that. But my question to you is, why do you want to give up? You put all this work in just to say, you know what? Ah, mm, okay, maybe I should switch gears and do something else. No, 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 brother. No, no, you're not giving up. I promise you. I promise you. If you can't deal with the little stuff, the little BS that's happening right now, what's gonna happen when something big happens? I'm gonna let somebody else handle it. No, nobody coming to save you, bro. Nobody coming to save you. I promise you, nobody is. I promise you, nobody coming to save you. So, what are you gonna do about it? Are you going to keep running away every time a problem arises? Um, or are you gonna stand there and confront it? What you gonna do? That's all I got for you is you want to give up, but you know it's easier to give up than it is to keep going. Pain and experience is what makes you better. Just as an individual, you got to go through it to understand what it takes to get through it, because just because it's happening today don't mean it won't happen in another 10, 15 years. We get hit with we get hit with repeat offenders. That's what I'm gonna call it, repeat offenders. They may be disguised as a different challenge, but it's still the same offender. But if you don't handle that offender this time, if you don't take care of that offender this time, it will pop back up. I'm gonna just tell you that now. It will pop back up, and it's gonna hit you harder that second or third time. The first time is like a light blow. You might have got knocked off your feet. They might have knocked you off your rocker or something, but you should have handled it right then and there. It shouldn't have blown over into a bigger proportion. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you shouldn't have blown it out of proportion. So now it's harder for you to like gather yourself, gather things, and make sure you can handle it. I promise you. I promise you. Whatever you going through, somebody else done probably went through it. It's just life. It's life. And if you don't start looking at the factors, you got to look at pros and cons. Okay, this. I'm sorry, y'all. Somebody loud car. But if you don't start sitting down, you ain't gotta actually write them down. You can mentally do it. But if you don't start looking at the pros and cons of the things that you want to do, you're just going to keep going into a loop. You're going to keep doing the same thing over and over. You're going to keep saying, oh, well, it was a good day tomorrow and tomorrow's a bad day. No, stop looking at the bad days. Stop looking at the bad days. Yes, bad days exist, but you looking at the bad days is pushing you more and more to want to give up. That's a distraction, bro. That's a distraction. And right now, I'm telling you straight up, you your own enemy. So what you gonna do about it? Are you gonna take care of it, or you gonna leave it? And let's say you have a son down the line. Now you're gonna make it a generational curse. Something you didn't handle, now your son gotta handle it. Is that what you gonna do? What type of man do that? You're not gonna take care of it? Yeah, it might. All right, yeah, you might be deep in debt. Cool. How you gonna get out of it? Dying is not getting out of. You getting what I'm saying? Uh, uh, um, um, anything can literally change. If you start, let's say you owe 2,000. If you started paying, let's say it's not something that's a recurring bill. Let's say it don't gain no interest or nothing. If you started paying $5 to $150 every time you can, I'm not gonna say every so often because we're trying to pay it off quick. You're taking care of that. Not to get too much in the financial side, but they have this thing called a snowball effect. You take care of the smaller thing, then you take care of the next smaller thing, then big thing, yada yada yada, right? You need to do that with problems that aren't financial, because when problems arise, they're more so mental and emotional first. It's all about how can you handle it in your mind. How does stress look on me? I ask myself that all the time, and I ask my friends that too. How does stress look like on you? What does stress look like? How do you handle stress? What is your stress tolerance on a 1 through 10? Most people say a 4 to a 7. Never heard an 8, 9, or a 10. Somebody out there might be an 8, 9, or 10, but I've never come in contact with anybody. But I could tell you now, the people that gave me a 4 through 7, they doing what they want to do in life. And there were times where we sat on the phone and they wanted to give up. And there's been times where I sat on the phone with them and I wanted to give up. And my stress tolerance, I would say, is about I said 7, 6.87, just being realistic. But it's all about adapting. Like I said, like, you're gonna eventually, you might get a new job, or you might move to a new apartment complex, and it might be real loud, but it wasn't loud when you toured there, right? Because perception's reality. Now you stuck in a lease for 12 to, I know sometimes there's a 15-month lease. What are you gonna do? You gonna keep leaving, or are you going to say, you know what, I'm gonna make the best of it? Let's say you start going to the gym more. Let's say you start hanging out with your friends a lot more. Let's say you start putting more work in at work, or you're in school. So by the time you come home, it's just silence. It's sleep. That's being adaptive. It's like you took a situation and you turned it and you put it into your favor. Or you could just be like, well, I'm gonna put my headphones on. Okay, let's say you had a friend or somebody, some company coming over. Now you can't hear that. It's many different ways to look at every different situation. But what I want us to do is to only look at the positive in situations. I do not want us to keep thinking so negative, because negativity is it's cancerous, bro. Negativity is cancerous, and we got to get rid of that, because you wanting to give up, that's a form of negativity. And I'm being transparent. It's days where I want to say, you know what, I'm done. I'm done. I'm going to stop doing this. Okay. Right? See, I could have got mad just now, right? Because I'm trying to instill positivity into you guys' minds. And it's been twice that there's been 2 vehicles that were very loud and interrupted the video. Now just let them pass by. Problems will pass by. I'm not saying all problems are going to pass by, but some things just pass by. You just got to let it go. You got to let it go. Let it go. Let go and let God. At the end of the day, let go and let God. But back to what I was saying, we got to stop reducing our mindset to fit the problem. Instead, we need to expand our mindset and find a solution. We may not find a solution right then and there. It may take us a week to figure it out, if we have a week to figure it out. However long it is, we should use the ample amount of time to take care of that problem. Now, if it's a bigger problem where it's going to take more time, you got to keep chipping at it. That's all. You got to keep chipping at it. We can't just let a problem just sit there. When you take a test, I'm pretty sure when we all were in school, you take a test and they say, well, if you don't know the answer, just circle C. We don't know what C is in the real world, you know? We got to actually pull out a scrap piece of paper, and we have to actually sit down and write everything down. Okay, this is what Jake had. This is what Timmy had. Okay, well, Timmy has X amount of grapes. Now you got to put that grape factor on a slope. You got to do all this other stuff, right? But you're willing to do that for school. Why can't you do that for your life, though? You know? If your tire went flat, your phone dead, you see the jack, you see the donut, are you going to wave your hand so somebody can come and help you? Or are you going to attempt to try to change your tire first? I'm just saying. We can't be lazy when we do come to the problem solving, though. We cannot be lazy. We got to at least attempt. Like I said, a lot of people in this world have been through what we go through. All situations are reoccurring, but in just different families and different individuals. So what you going through, your kids might not go through, or your cousins may not have went through it. But because you solved it, now nobody else has to deal with it. But if they do have to deal with it, you can coach them. You be like, hey, this is what I did. This is how I did it. So we can't give up on trying to better ourselves because a small little problem came up. Because you want to be a millionaire. You know what it takes. You just don't want to do what it takes. So now you want to give up because a small little problem, a minor infraction. Now you don't want to become a millionaire in your said industry, in your said career, because there's a small little roadblock. Now you don't want to do this. Okay, cool. Just remember, once you move out of your lane, somebody else gonna come in that lane and they're gonna pass by you. Now you're gonna be mad. I'm not saying you need to be looking left, you need to be looking right. You need to stay in your own lane. But remember, it's just like going to a job. If you put your 2 weeks notice in, I promise you, before you even put that 2 weeks notice in, they were already doing a hiring process with other people for probably all the jobs, because nobody's job is safe. Some people can just, you get what I'm saying? Some people can just say, you know what, I want to be in this position for a long time. And that's telling the company, hey, look, I want to be here with y'all. I'm locked in with y'all. You don't got to worry about it. That company at any given moment can still fire them and still be like, you know what, we're going to bring somebody younger in and bring somebody more sharp in that just got out of school. We're willing to pay them the $40 or $50 an hour so then they can come and get this money. Okay, if that's you get fired. Are you going to just go home and cry? Or are you going to try to figure it out? Because going home and cry, I'm not necessarily saying that equates to you giving up. But if you don't do anything after crying and you just say, you know what, I'm going to chuck it up as a loss. It is what it is. I'm going to go work at McDonald's. No. You ain't put in all that work to go work at McDonald's, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with people working at McDonald's. But what I'm saying is, bro, like, you can't give up, bro. Like, we can't give up. You can't give up. I can't give up. We can't give up. We cannot give up. If we really want to do something, we got to stay at it. We gotta stay at it. We cannot, oh, well, this happened, so I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. No, 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 no. If I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that is not going to fix the problem, don't do I'm gonna do this. I don't do that. No, don't be no macho man. Don't be no macho man. First things first, when a problem come up, matter of fact, I'm gonna leave y'all with this. When a problem come up, first thing you should do is pray. Okay? And we can't treat prayer like a spare tire. We gotta treat prayer like the steering wheel, okay? This is what's gonna steer us in the right direction. This isn't trying to repair what happened, okay? So first thing, prayer. Second thing, figuring it out. Because when that prayer is sent up, you'll more than likely go to sleep and you'll get hit with the word. So you'll get hit with, okay, this is the next thing that needs to happen. This is going to be the following actions, okay? So the prayer, the plan. So prayers first, plan is second, and then 3 is the action. So that's the 3 things right there. I'm gonna leave y'all with that. That's why we can't give up, because when we pray about it, we know God is gonna steer us in the right direction. Okay. After prayer, we know God is going to hit us with a set of instructions. That's the plan. Okay. The third thing after something happens is we're going to put it in action. We're going to put all 3 of those things, those other 2 things into action. So the first 2 steps are going to be put into action. The fourth thing is going to be the result. That's why I didn't say 4 things. The fourth thing is the result. So just keep that in mind, y'all. We can't give up. We can't be afraid of adversity. Adversity should be afraid of us. I know I said that in the other video. Fear should be afraid of us, but for real, keep y'all heads up. Don't let nothing bring you down. It ain't nothing wrong with being sad a little bit and whatnot, but don't let that determine your life, your week, your month, your year. You get what I'm saying? Don't let one little infraction determine if you're gonna be happy the next day. Please don't. I'm gonna get at y'all with the next video. Peace.